Hey everyone, welcome to the post-commentary for the start of our quest to build the perfect Majesty Kingdom. Right at the beginning there you saw the options that I selected for this freestyle map. I'm not going to go over them because I went over them in detail in the first video, and honestly it's going to be hectic enough trying to follow the action on the screen, especially with post-commentary where I have a rough idea of what happens, but I'm always going to be trying to anticipate what happens when. So all my attention is going to be focused on the action on the screen. So the first thing that I've done is I've hired my first batch of heroes, and also I've started upgrading the temple to Agrella. Now it's very important for me to get these two hero types in particular. The priestesses of Crypta are going to be really important because they have two abilities that are going to be absolutely clutch for us. Number one, when they get to a high enough level, they'll be able to dominate the vampires, which are the wandering enemy on this map, and that'll mean they'll bring them under our control. They'll make them friendly to us, and that's going to be a huge help. But more importantly, they will, starting from level 1, so they can do this straight away, they will be able to summon skeletons, and skeletons are going to be what enables us to fight dragons with level 1 heroes. There's no other way to do this safely that I know of. No other way to do this that doesn't involve using your heroes as cannon fodder, and as you know, one of my goals is to keep all of my heroes alive. So what the skeletons are going to do is, well, first let me talk about the special attribute they have that's going to help us. It's that it's very hard to hit them with most normal ranged attacks, and the Dragon Breath attack from the dragons technically counts as such a ranged attack. Now what the skeletons are going to do is, if a dragon is attacking a skeleton and the skeleton is stalling that dragon, then the other heroes can safely attack that dragon while the dragon's attention is focused on that skeleton. Now it's true, if the dragon successfully passes its attack check against the skeleton and hits it, then yeah, the Dragon Breath is going to kill that skeleton, but it'll have a very low chance of doing so. And as you can see, I'm also hiring some rangers just for extra ranged support for when we eventually do get into combat. So that's why the priestesses of Crypta are important. The healers from the Agrella Temple are also important, purely because they are healers. So if they happen to be around a place where combat is going on, and if they...
At last!
First death, it was only a matter of time. But yeah, the Agrella healers, if they are around another hero who is injured, they will heal that hero. Additionally, the healers from the Agrella Temple, I forget if that's their actual title. I'll be more technically correct about all this stuff in the live commentary section, but one special ability that the Agrella heroes have is they get free resurrections for each level that they gain. Meaning, if they get killed, let's say if they're at level 5, they've got 5 free resurrections. If they get killed, they will just resurrect for free. And that, again, is going to be a huge bonus, because that's at least one class of hero that we don't have to worry about spending that much money on resurrecting. Another thing that I've done, and this goes without saying, is I've upgraded my Agrella Temple all the way to the max, which has given me access to the resurrect spell. If you look at that little bar across the bottom of the screen, right above where it says spells, those are our spells. So all these symbols, some of them are grayed out, which means we don't have them. Some of them have a black background, which means we do have them and can cast them. The light blue ones, those are the Agrella spells. The first one is a heal. The second one will bless. The third one is resurrection. Now, interestingly, the Crypta Temple also, when you upgrade it fully, will give you access to a resurrection spell called Reanimate, but that is more expensive than the resurrect you get from the Agrella Temple. I think it's 2,000, whereas the Agrella one is 1,500. And we are gonna wanna, in this early stage, be as efficient with our money as we possibly can be.
I join the wild
And
spirits.
one of our rangers has sadly bitten the dust, but he's gonna come straight back because we're paying to resurrect him. And here we have our first encounter with a dragon, and we're getting unlucky because this dragon has killed 2 of our heroes, despite there being lots of skeletons nearby that he could have targeted. So sometimes luck will go against you. But we killed that dragon in the end, although we are almost broke because of all the money we've had to spend resurrecting our heroes. And this, if I didn't have the objective of not letting any of my heroes stay dead, then this map would be a lot easier. But with this added objective, it's definitely making things interesting. And we didn't have much time to rest after that first dragon attack, because immediately we're under attack again. And again we got unlucky because the dragon focused down one of our heroes instead of attacking the skeletons. And here's where I try to be clever. I'm like, can I save scum my way through this? And you will very quickly learn that I can't. The reason is because the way the game handles hits and misses isn't truly random. Well, I mean, very few things in the universe are truly random, apart from, you know, like radioactive decay, for instance. But the procedural, you know, calculations that are deciding whether you hit or miss are, you can almost think of them as being done in a seeded way. Meaning, if you load your game in the middle of combat, and you load it a few times, you'll see that the same things will happen over and over again. The same attacks will miss, the same attacks will hit, and in this case, our priestess was always getting killed by the same attack from that dragon. So I just eventually gave up, and I waited until I had enough money to resurrect her, and I paid for it. So this is gonna be the main difficulty early on, is making sure we have enough money to resurrect our heroes and hoping that we don't have like 5 of them die at once, because then there's no way we'd be able to resurrect them. But when a hero dies, there is a window in which you are able to bring them back to life, either by clicking resurrect on their gravestone, or by going to the guild where they are, selecting that hero and clicking resurrect on their portrait. If you don't resurrect them in time, they're gone forever and they count as a dead hero. So far we've managed to keep them all alive. They've occasionally died, but we've brought them back. And I have to say, right now this game is on a razor's edge, because all it takes is one attack where there's just one more dragon than what you're prepared to fight, and that can not only ruin, you know, my perfectionist goal of not letting heroes die, but it can just straight up wipe your entire settlement off the map, and then, you know, you're just gonna lose. So we are not safe right now. Having said that, I just saved my game, and you saw there were a couple slots from my previous failed attempts at doing this map. But I just saved my game, and that action of saving the game right there, I remember what I was thinking when I made that particular save, was me feeling maybe we can do this. But at this point, I was by no means convinced that we were gonna be safe. Ooh, another thing that I haven't talked about yet is I've got a fully upgraded marketplace. I don't even remember when I did it, but I must have done it fairly early on. You won't get very far without building and upgrading your marketplace. Now, you might be tempted because it does require a bit of an investment, several thousand gold, to build and then fully upgrade your marketplace. You might be tempted instead to spend that money on hiring more heroes, or to keep it to resurrect heroes, but you've got to take the plunge. You've got to build and upgrade your marketplace because you will need a source of income. And when you build and upgrade your marketplace, if it stays around long enough, it will more than pay for itself. And you will need a source of an ongoing source of income, because you won't be able to win based on just the starting sum of money. You will need to generate money to pay for your resurrections and to spend on making your settlement stronger. And now this is the point where I thought, okay, I was feeling confident earlier, but maybe this isn't going to be a successful attempt, because 4 dragons are attacking our Temple of Crypta, and they almost destroyed it. Now it is vital to make sure this temple doesn't get destroyed, because if it goes down, we won't be able to rebuild it, because the Temple of Agrella that we have on the map will prevent us from building temples to Crypta. The only reason these temples coexist on the map is because we started under the special starting setting of United Faiths, or Faiths United, one of the two. And that is what helped us have these otherwise incompatible temples on the map at the same time. So somehow we managed to keep the temple alive, and I just saved my game there, and as soon as I saved it, one of my rangers died. Now what I'm trying to do here is seeing if I can find a way to keep him alive, because I'm trying to keep track of what the fatal hit would have been. And I noticed that he did heal himself with a potion, but then he took some damage. He wasn't at full health. And I think that's why he died, because he would have healed himself, but the way the AI works is that they don't take the potions straight away. They wait until they're below a certain percentage of health before they drink their potions. Normally that sounds sensible, but in this case, the ranger probably thought he was healthy, but he didn't have enough health to survive a full dragon hit. Another thing that I'm doing right now is I'm asking my tax collectors to collect taxes once from those houses. One thing I did early on was I took them off the regular tax collection route, because they generate tax revenue very slowly. I'm like, I'll wait until they have a large amount of income, and then I'll decide when to send the tax collector out. So for the most part, I want my tax collectors to focus on our big ticket sources of revenue, which is the marketplace, and also guild halls where heroes are coming back after having killed dragons. Because that's when we tax all that crazy loot that they're gathering up. Each dragon that goes down will give 1,000 gold to any heroes who happen to be close enough. Now, right now what's happening is dragons are being attacked in the middle of nowhere by some of our skeletons. That is both good and bad. It's good because those dragons won't threaten our settlement. It's bad because if those skeletons kill those dragons in a place where there are no heroes around, well, number one, the heroes won't get any experience that they might have gotten from attacking the dragon, but also, if the dragon goes down in the middle of nowhere, that 1,000 gold that would have been taxable income for our heroes, that's just, it just vanishes. Sadly, the skeletons can't hold on to the gold for you, which is pretty sad. But honestly, on balance, it's probably a good thing. It's fine to lose a bit of gold if it means you're not worrying about the security of your base, and you're not having to constantly resurrect your heroes. Now, at this point, with this wall of skeletons, I'm starting to feel more confident. I'm thinking maybe this is the run. Oh, and another thing that I did at some point, I missed exactly where I did it, but I upgraded the Temple of Crypta from level 1 to level 2. I can tell because it's got a bit of a perimeter wall, and it looks a bit more sturdy than the level 1 temple. The reason I did that was because, as you've already seen, when monsters are attacking, they're almost always attacking that one building. The reason is because we're in the southeast corner of the map. That temple is in the northwest corner of our base. So any monster that comes from the middle of the map will 90% of the time go towards that temple. So upgrading it will give it a bit more health. Like, it almost got destroyed, and if it had gotten destroyed, I would have had to end this run. So really that, like, looking back at this video, is probably the clutch moment of this entire run. The part where we kept that temple from going down when it was under attack by 4 dragons. I'm still not sure how we managed it. Oh, and also that voice clip you just heard. I face death with renewed strength. That's the voice clip for the Priestess of Crypta reaching level 10. I think most of them have already hit that milestone by now, but I missed it, and this was the only one where I noticed them saying it. So at this point, things are looking more and more confident, but I decide to wait a few more minutes before declaring the beginning of this map over. So there's going to be a few more minutes of post-commentary before I decide that yes, this is the run. But at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. Our heroes are gaining levels, our skeleton army is consistently at high numbers, we've gotten a few upgrades, our marketplace is generating revenue for us, and we are slowly but surely putting ourselves into a more secure situation. It's at this point that I start hiring some fighters. And I also build a blacksmith. That's going to help our heroes, because it'll allow heroes who... the non-magical heroes, for example rangers and fighters, to upgrade their weapons and their armor. And I've also upgraded my palace all the way to level 3. That's going to give us access to more buildings, but more importantly, I think it's also going to raise the income from the marketplace. And we've got a decent amount of gold as well, so it's looking better and better. And pretty soon, I think, within another minute or so, I'm probably gonna make the final decision. Ooh, I also built a guardhouse below those houses, because one thing I mentioned as one of my goals was to protect all the organically spawning buildings, and those 3 houses were very close to each other, and I'm like, if a monster comes from the south, I don't want them to destroy those houses, so I built a guardhouse there.
A building has been upgraded.
Now, I think
Majesty,
I'm pretty close to the point where I decide to call this run good. Pretty close.
Your Highness,
Because by this point, in my mind, the decision has already been made. The only question is when in this recorded session do I decide to save the game. Well, first of all, I upgrade the blacksmith, because why not?
At last.
And resurrecting another hero isn't that big a deal because we've got the money and we've got the income to sustain it. I think I probably wait to see how the next dragon fight goes. That's probably what I was waiting for. So I'm looking at these dragons stalled in the middle of the map by our skeletons and our heroes not fleeing from them and actually fighting because they're strong enough. And at this point I'm feeling, okay, we at long last have finally got this. I think this is my third attempt. So now I make a new save and I call it Cosmopolis. That's the name of my settlement. I mentioned this earlier. And I call it the end of post-commentary. And I show it again. And so I will be back very soon with the live commentary. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, I'm back. Back with some live commentary. Let's just jump right into it. And let me just orient myself. Okay. Alright, this, yeah. Now I remember the state that we were in. So, it's good to be doing live commentary again, because it was, let me tell you, it was really, really rough. Really rough doing post-commentary. It wasn't as big of a train wreck as I thought it was going to be, but it was just because the whole thing was so frantic, you know? It was so hectic. And there were so many things happening at once. Like, you know, I'm getting an important upgrade, which I want to talk about. But then at the same time, a dragon's attacking a different part of the map. And then a hero's getting killed in some completely other corner of the map. And it, like, it was impossible to talk about every single thing. So in the end, like, I was only able to cover a small fraction of the action. Fraction of the action that took place. And now, well, we're not out of the woods yet. I've determined that this run has the capability to succeed, but we've still got to make it happen. One thing that I'll talk about a little bit more is I'm talked a bit about organically spawning buildings. This is one of two types of those in the game. Houses. So houses will spawn for every 4 heroes that you hire. A new house will pop up on the map. So right now we've got 4 heroes. Come on, dude. Right now we've got 4 heroes here, 4 heroes here, 4 heroes here in the Rangers Guild, 3 heroes in the Fighters Guild, the Warriors Guild. If we recruit another warrior, we should get another house popping up. Let's keep our eyes open. And indeed, we get house number 4. Ooh, one thing I should do is I should save my game. Let's call it Mopolis. Start of live commentary. I really should have made the save as soon as I came in. But you know, nothing terrible happened, so I think we are fine for now. The goal for this first episode, for the remainder of this first episode, is gonna be to make sure that we are secure. And the way we're gonna do that is
your marketplace now serves you better.
Is by, I'm also gonna go ahead and build a mausoleum just in case. Just in case a hero dies and
At last.
I miss it because I was talking about something and I didn't hear the thing and I didn't see the message. The mausoleum will do is it stores dead heroes for resurrection, but if it gets destroyed, undead will be released. also gonna do one thing. I'm gonna build an inn.
Your Majesty,
And I'm gonna put
a
the
new building is
inn... Let's say... Oh no, I didn't want to get rid of that. Because I like this thing, but if you build too close to it, it'll vanish. How far back did that set me? I still have the 4th house. So... I guess I could put the inn over here. Or maybe down here. What inns will do is they will give your heroes another place to go. So they're not restricted to just going back to their own guild when they want to rest and relax. Let me just save again. So, what if I put it like this? That's perfect. That is perfect.
Majesty, the local blacksmith offers new services.
Oh yeah, I didn't build the mausoleum. Yeah, I'm gonna put this down here. 'Cause I would not want one of my heroes to have a permanent death.
Your Majesty, a new building is complete.
This guy was the only hero around when that dragon got killed, so he got all 1,000 gold.
Your
Lucky.
Highness, the elves wish to join our prosperous kingdom.
Ooh, and
Majesty,
I don't know if you
local
heard what the
blacksmith offers new services.
narrator just said,
Pestilence and decay.
but the elves are now available for us to
Your Majesty, a new building is complete.
recruit into our kingdom. All of our heroes are still alive and kicking. That's good. And 2 of our warriors are gaining some levels. What are you doing? Who are you fighting?
Sovereign, a building has been
Ooh, you've got a healer next to you. Oh, this is amazing. That means
Last.
that means no matter what those vampires do, they're not going to be able to kill
Last.
our warrior.
My service ends.
But I guess dragons are still able to. Dragons are still able to kill our heroes because they are still very powerful. It'll be a while before our heroes are comfortable fighting dragons. In fact, I don't know if that's ever gonna happen aside from maybe very specific heroes like paladins, which we're gonna get much, much later. Also need to upgrade. Well, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna wait a while for my gold to accumulate a little bit, because it has dipped down. Has dipped down a little, but I think it is a good idea to upgrade the blacksmith though.
Wild adventure builds character.
And that was one of our rangers reaching level 10. That's what they say. Wild adventure builds character. Okay, this is a bit of an issue.
Service ends.
Okay, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna save the game here. And I'm gonna see how long it takes for the hero to appear in the mausoleum. I assume you have to wait until the gravestone vanishes from the ground. I mentioned in the previous video you've got a window in which you can resurrect a hero before they're permanently dead, either by casting
Your
resurrect.
Highness, the dwarves are
On their
offering
gravestone?
to
Okay, yeah.
your domain.
So once the gravestone vanishes, then you can go here but
At last.
you have to pay an exorbitant amount. I would rather just pay 1,500 to resurrect. And something over here.
Sovereign, a building has been upgraded.
Oh, oh, oh. I wasn't quick enough.
Sovereign, a building
So what I
has
need to
been
do is,
upgraded.
when she takes that hit, I need to...
At last.
Okay, clearly... Clearly she was not meant to survive. Alright.
Your Highness, the dwarves are offering to move into our domain.
Now the dwarves as well are...
My service ends.
are keen to join our kingdom. But we're gonna go for the elves, I think. It's gonna be more fun that way. Or either of those things can happen. I really want my heroes, my fighters, to become a bit stronger. I'm gonna research more stuff with the blacksmith. The sooner we get that ticked off, the better. Because you do want your heroes to have the best equipment that they can possibly wield. Not only will it make them more effective, but everything that they pay at the blacksmith then becomes revenue that you can collect. Hey dude, you can take on a troll. Why are you fleeing? Sometimes you will be frustrated because your heroes will... This isn't like a real-time strategy game where you can just click and drag and select and tell people where to go. You can only indirectly influence your heroes. Sometimes they will just do things that
Majesty, the local blacksmith
frustrate
offers
you
new
immensely.
services.
Ooh, and one of our healers is buying a weapon. I almost never see them buy weapons because they very rarely get into fights. Usually they are just following along and healing.
At last.
Okay. Let's carry on healing. Okay, let's just... I'm just looking through my list of heroes.
At last.
Okay, come on. Okay, so if I go to roster and if I go to sort by type, okay. Now we can see more clearly. 4, 4, 4, 4. So all of our heroes are still around. And even if they die, we can get them at the mausoleum, but we'd have to pay a lot more than if we...
Last.
Okay, this is starting... This is starting to get to me a little bit. Oh, that skeleton died at the wrong time.
At last.
Okay. Yeah, see, this is why I said what I said about us not being in the clear yet. Because our money, while we are in much better shape, is still not... Like,
To oblivion.
we don't have that much extra money right now. We're just slowly gaining money over time because the rate at which our heroes are dying has gone down. They are dying less often. Plus, we're getting money more regularly and in larger quantities from our marketplace and from our heroes paying their taxes. But at the same time, we don't have money to waste. We need to think carefully about
Common, your
what we're gonna do.
marketplace now serves you better.
Sosivaru.
And one of our heroes is attacking
Sosivaru.
one of the enemy
Sosivaru.
structures.
Sosivaru.
I think this is where the vampires
Sosivaru.
come from.
Sosivaru.
I
Sosivaru.
don't know. Well, this might be one of the layers where one of the boss monsters is. From the, remember in the first video when I was talking about what,
Sosivaru.
you know, extra modifiers I was going to put on this map. One of them, I think it was called Wake the Hunters or something like that, and it said that in some of the layers there are going to be
Sosivaru.
boss monsters called Hunters.
Sosivaru.
Don't know if this is one of those layers. And if this is, this
Sosivaru.
could be very bad indeed.
Sosivaru.
Because those Hunters are pretty tough. Like, I kind of wish she would stop doing this and
Last.
run away. Oh.
At last.
Jesus.
At last.
What are you doing?
Sosivaru.
Ah, these dragons are so annoying.
Another day, Krypta.
Deal with this vampire, come on.
Sosivaru. Another day, Krypta. Sosivaru.
Okay, so clearly that was not one of the layers which had one of the boss monsters in it. Okay, someone needs to deal with this vampire.
In the name of the sovereign.
This guy got all of that money. Okay. So now 3 of our 4 fighters are above level 1.
At last.
One day... Oh, one of our healers is going to be reborn. I mentioned that healers will...
Last.
Jesus. That healers will get free resurrections for each level that they gain. One of them is gonna cash in one of those free resurrects. Yep, this person, she's gonna walk all the way back. She's gonna get there, and she's alive again. So that saves us a bit of money, meaning we don't have to resurrect her. She got 1,000 gold. Alright. I'm gonna wait until I have a bit more gold before I build my wizard's guild, because those guys are very fragile. They are, you know, your stereotypical glass cannons. What I'm gonna build though is I'm gonna build the temple to Lunord. Where am I gonna put it? Let's put it here. Yeah, let's put the temple to Lunord here, because I want to start recruiting some adepts, and I also want access to the temple of Lunord spells. Ooh, this guy's gaining some nice levels.
Sosivaru.
Hopefully at some point he goes back to buy some weapons, like these people, weapons and armor.
Your Majesty, on
Now the great thing about adepts is that they will patrol around the different buildings in your settlement.
Sovereign, a building has been
And
upgraded.
that will fill in some of the gaps. Like, we don't have towers everywhere. We've just got one tower here. We've got a palace guard near the palace. But everything else is kind of vulnerable. Like, for instance, this part of the map. So what adepts will do is, assuming they don't flee like cowards, is that they will increase your chances that you'll be able to intercept and deal with monsters before they do something really terrible. And I think we just got another sewer entrance. It appears as your kingdom grows in size.
Last.
Now I'm ready for anything.
Ooh, that was one of our warriors reaching level 10. That's what they say. They say, now I'm ready for anything, which is a good attitude to have. All of them are now above level 1. One of them is getting some upgrades at the blacksmith. Good for him. What I really want is our adepts to start gaining levels. Because once our adepts have gained some levels, then I'll feel secure enough to build the Wizards Guild. And once our wizards are established, I'll feel secure enough to declare the first phase of this series over. First phase being just establishing a foothold and being confident in our ability to defend our
I can help so many more.
quarter of the map. One of our healers just reached level 10, that's what they say. Yep. They say I can help so many more because, you know, they are very altruistic souls, always helping others. Alright. Warriors are coming along nicely. Nice. You did not run away.
At last.
Call in the reinforcements.
I wish you had... Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I wish you had turned around to fight. Let's see if we can keep him alive long enough for him to kill this dragon. He's got some help from the skeletons, but unfortunately, because he was being attacked first.
My service
God,
ends.
come on.
My service ends.
Jeez. Make sure none of them are dead. Yeah, looks like at least this dragon is gonna die in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's gonna get that gold, but that's fine. Are any of our adepts gaining any levels? None of them have gained any levels, but a couple of them are upgrading their gear.
Sosiva.
Okay, I'm gonna tax this house once, this house as well, this house as well, and that house.
Adventure builds character.
Yep, one of our rangers reached level 10, that's what they say. May have already mentioned that. They say wild adventure builds character. I don't know if I noticed when the other one hit level 10, but one of them recently hit that milestone. Alright. Oh my god, these adepts, you're not gonna
At last.
advance unless you start fighting. Hmm.
At last.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Why are you fleeing in terror?
Wild adventure builds character.
Do I... Maybe if I build a statue. Because... Yeah, let me build a statue. Maybe that'll help. I know statues make your heroes... raise the loyalty of heroes in your kingdom. And I know that statues make heroes more likely to pursue bounties. I wonder if it's also going to make them
Join the wild spirits.
less likely to flee in terror. Okay, you are
At
gonna
last.
die.
So many more.
That's unfortunate. We're still getting the dragons catching us at unfortunate times and just sniping our heroes when they don't have any skeletons around to tank for them. Really need my adepts to start pulling their weight. Why are you running? They're skeletons. That's what the skeletons are there for. Ah. Sometimes these heroes will act in ways that will frustrate you to no end.
One step closer to oblivion.
My service ends.
What were you doing all the way up here? Let's just resurrect you. Alright.
Now I'm ready for anything.
At least this guy is up here, and it's because he's being healed, even this dragon isn't gonna be able to do anything. He's attacking the dragon with his fully upgraded weapon. He's gaining levels in the process. And he's just,
My prowess is unmatched.
he's just doing some good stuff. Alright, let's see who's in this end. You guys. I'm thinking it might be time to get the wizards. It
At last.
might be time to get the wizards. Because we've got a decent amount of gold. Still not 100% confident just yet. Still not totally confident just yet. But still not totally confident just yet, but I'm gonna have to do something to try and, you know, push the envelope a little bit.
At last.
These priestesses getting killed is not helping. Before I get my wizards, I'm gonna upgrade these other two temples. Even though I don't have anyone hired in those temples, by upgrading them I'll get access to these spells. And I think those spells are gonna be nice to have.
I can now help so many more.
Another one of our healers just hit level 10. Ooh, one thing I can do
Sovereign, a
with the
building has been
Temple of
upgraded.
Lunord is I can cast this spell, which makes my warriors super fast. Because normally he'll take ages just walking around slowly, but now he just zips around. And I think that worked out pretty nicely.
Sovereign, a building has been upgraded.
I should do that more often. Like, especially when somebody's running away. Especially when the priestesses are running away from dragons. Okay. So yeah, let's get the final upgrades for these temples. Still nobody dead, that's good. Oh hey look, another one of our adepts is finally level 2. Good job. Good job. Alright, these heroes should get some decent rewards for
Building has been upgraded.
fighting.
Sovereign, a building has been upgraded.
Another day, Crypto.
Alright, that was a nice little battle there. Is this troll gonna attack this guild? No, trolls are generally attracted to marketplaces. Though I think he might attack the house. I don't know what he's doing. So I really need my adepts to gain some levels. Because once they gain some levels, they won't flee as often. And once they stop fleeing, they'll fight more often. Once they fight more often, they'll gain more levels. But, like, they've got to gain the levels to start out with. I'm really disappointed with them. Like, that is what's holding me back right now. This is an important part of this whole plan. Like, these guys need to step up. Like, my rangers are doing fine. My warriors had a slow start, but now they're doing fine as well. It's the adepts are kind of letting everybody down. I may have to build the fairgrounds. I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, but I may need to
Foul beast approaches.
get their levels up via the fairgrounds. I didn't want to do it because using the fairgrounds is, like, it almost feels like an exploit. Almost. You know what? Let's give it a few more minutes. I mean, realistically, nothing's gonna happen in a few minutes that hasn't happened already. But I want to give the adepts one last chance to prove me wrong. Before... You know what? We're gonna build the fairgrounds anyway, so let's... Should we build it? Where should we build the fairgrounds? What would be a good place?
Are you willing to flirt with death?
Let's build the fairgrounds here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it like that. Another one of our fighters hit level 10 and is about to take down a dragon. Just one more hit. If he lands that hit, which he's finally done, alright. Things are looking okay. Our fairgrounds are getting built.
Your Majesty, a new building is complete.
All of our adepts are now level 2. Although they're still fleeing, which is...
An ill wind blows near.
Oh, this guy's fighting. Nice. He's gained another level.
Wind has failed.
He died, but you know what? He did us proud.
In the name of the sovereign.
Unfortunately, because he died, I don't think he got the money from that troll getting killed. So, okay, that has convinced me that we can wait a while before we open up the fairgrounds. Well, I'll research tournaments just to be, you know, ready when the time comes.
Your Majesty, shall we host a tournament now?
Okay, now, what you can do at the tournaments is you can... Heroes can come here and compete and train, and this is a way for heroes to raise their levels without actually doing combat.
Wild adventure builds character.
So, let's say I want to train my adepts. I think if I did melee combat, then adepts would come and participate in this. They're still fleeing in terror, which is not great. So nobody's here just yet. Oh hey, we do have visitors. We have an adept. He's competing at the fairgrounds. And yeah, I'm giving up on the whole let them gain experience themselves idea. I'm gonna train them up this way. They'll come compete at the fairgrounds. They'll pay money to do so, but sometimes they'll win money, and they'll also raise their level. Like this guy got to level 5 from level 4 from just competing at the fairgrounds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until my adepts are, let's say, level 5 each.
Now I'm ready for anything.
Ooh, and our fighter...
Service
My
and
fighters are also getting involved with fairgrounds. I don't really want that. I want my fighters to be out fighting. I want my adepts over here to gain their levels. And I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. Again, the goal is to raise them all to level 5. We've got one at level 6, one at level 5, 2 at level 2, and now one at level 3. So once they are all at level 5, or I mean, not necessarily all at level 5. That's just like a rough. Okay, this is not good. We need to do something about this. So, broken sewer mains will spawn after a certain number of your peasants get killed, and they will bring in really annoying units, like these ratapults that just
So Siva.
are a massive nuisance. You're level 5. What else is going on? So 3, 3, 5, 6.
I can now help so many
Yeah,
more.
see, they did so much damage to this house. And I need to
So Siva.
add all of these houses to the repair route, because by default, they are not on the repair route. And I also need to build a guardhouse here. So I don't want a repeat of what happened with that broken sewer main. And this guy's gone back to compete at the fairgrounds. What I will also do is I will build my Wizards Guild finally.
A new building is
I'm
complete.
finally confident enough in my basic defenses that I'm gonna start getting some wizards. What wizards are gonna do is drastically increase our offensive power, but
Your
because
Highness, we've improved the guardhouse.
they are so fragile, you know, they're glass cannons, they are gonna... So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna... You know what, I'll keep the contests open for now.
Majesty, a new building is complete.
I'm also gonna upgrade the Wizards Guild straight away, and I'm gonna hire my 4 wizards. And... I think... What I'll do is...
Sovereign, a building has been upgraded.
Yeah, I'll let these guys compete for a while. At a certain point, I'll switch from melee to magic. That'll attract the wizards to come here instead of the melee heroes who are there right now. Let me also upgrade this guardhouse. Let me also upgrade this Wizards Guild all the way to level 3. By the way, what upgrading a Wizards Guild does is...
Building has been upgraded.
well, it gives you access to more spells, but also... Heroes can come here and pay to get enchantments. So, you know, they can go to the blacksmith
A building has been
to
upgraded.
upgrade their gear. They can go over here to further enhance their gear by enchanting it. Alright, yeah, now I'm feeling pretty good about these guys. 6-4, 6-3. I'll keep this open until all of these guys are at least level 5. Although this guy is patrolling the city probably because he has no money. Now, this is a trick that you can use if you want to give a specific hero money. Is... So what I did was I set an explore flag, which is basically a type of bounty you can set. There are 2 types. One is you can set a bounty on a structure or a unit to ask the enemy to kill it. Another type is you can set an explore flag, and the way the hero collects that reward is by simply walking towards it. It's the main purpose is you would put it in unexplored territory and get heroes to explore. But you can also put it in just some random part of the map to get heroes to go there. So what I did was I slowed the game all the way down. I put an explore flag right in front. Put an explore flag right in front of the hero, and I just raised the bounty as high as I could get it before he walked into it and took the money. And what he should hopefully be able to do now is he should be able to compete at the fairgrounds. Yep, and yeah, he's gone to the fairgrounds. And now the hard part is gonna be leveling up our wizards.
Lord blesses me.
Oof. Yeah, I'm actually not sure how I'm gonna do this, because yeah, 'cause they don't have any money. I'm probably gonna have to use the same trick to give them money and then get them to compete at the fairgrounds. So we are going to keep the fairgrounds open until this guy gains 2 more levels. I'm also gonna build the library, 'cause that's a good thing to have. I'll build it right here. Why not? Alright, what is your status, Mr. Adept? Level 4, and it'll be a while before you're level 5.
At last.
Okay, let's bring you back, Sister Shadowvale. Okay.
Your Majesty, a new building is complete.
How did this guy gain that 1 level? I think he probably just landed a few hits on a troll or something. But yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get our wizards to gain levels. Probably we'll have to do it through the fairgrounds, which is a very, very cheap way of cheap in
Your Highness,
every
our
sense
research in
of the word.
library is
Economically
complete.
cheap, but also cheap as in cheesy way of powering up your heroes. This guy is on the verge of gaining a level. I think the next time he leaves, he'll probably be level 5.
The wind lord blesses me.
Okay, now I'm gonna shut it down. No contest. No contests for now, because all of our
Service ends.
adepts are level 5 at least. A warrior just got killed. And none of these guys have any gold. How am I gonna... Well, I guess... How am I going to level up my wizards? 'Cause that is...
An ill wind blows me.
Man,
My service ends.
adepts are still running away, although they should start running away less often now. Yep. Disappointing to see you guys running away after all the effort I put leveling you guys up.
At last.
Alright. How much money do you have?
Aha, my services are required.
Okay, I gave some money to those two.
I'm done for.
And you've got
Last.
a bit of money. He walked into that flag before I had a chance to put any money on it, so he didn't get anything. How much money do you have? Yeah, a fair amount. So who doesn't have money? You've got money. You don't have money. And what are you doing? You are going home. You are home. I'll have to wait for him to leave the guild. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give these last two guys some money. Resting at home, resting at home. Wandering. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to lower the game speed. There we go. And let me put the speed back to normal.
My service ends.
Alright, let me... come on, let me resurrect this dude.
Our grove.
Ooh, you got some nice experience. And he's about to get a new spell. That's good. Nothing now.
Your Highness, our research in the library is complete.
You've got money. You've got no money. So, Rulathal. I'll wait for this guy to leave. I'll give him some money. And then I'll start the magic contest in the fairgrounds. One of our warriors is berserking. Come on, dude. Oh. Yeah, a healer has gone to help that warrior. That's nice. I just need this guy to leave. Need to give him some money. This guy already has money, right? Yeah, he's got enough for now. I wish there was a way to just directly give money without this little workaround. But you know what? It's fine. I just need him. Just need him to go outside briefly. Rulathal Master. What if I do something? Let me save. I haven't saved in a while. Let me make sure none of my heroes are dead. None of them are dead. What if I do this? Well, what'll happen is an adept will run, get that 700 gold, and then immediately go into the Wizards Guild to get their gear upgraded. Talk about being opportunistic. Okay, this is important. Because that guy is the guy who I need to give some money. Ow! He walked out and walked straight in. Is he gonna... Yep, he is just gonna... He is just gonna go straight in. You know what? I'm just gonna start the magic contest with or without that dude. I'll start the magic contest with or without that dude. Well, Merlin is on his way to the fairgrounds. These other guys... Oh, hang on. Why are there rangers in a magic contest? That's... Ooh, Ralthal! Oh, where are you? Where are you? Got no money, man. Need to give you some money so you can go to the fairgrounds. Because I can't have only one wizard gaining levels. I need all of them.
I can outrun the winds.
That sound you just heard, the person saying I can outrun the winds, was an adept reaching level 10. Oh, hey look, Merlin is level 5. None of the others are even leaving the guild. Ooh, this guy is hunting. Well, he was hunting, but now he's just turning around and going home. I don't understand the AI. For, like, sometimes it just makes no sense. But you know what? Ooh, hey, this might convince them to... Okay. That was perfect, because that gave Ralthal some money. One of them gained a level. And hey, look, now he's going to the fairgrounds. And I think that's gonna have to do. That's gonna have to do for this episode. I said that that the main goal was gonna be getting our adepts. We not only got them, but we got them leveled up. We also got our warriors leveled up. And finally, we threw down a wizard's guild. And we're gonna have at least a couple of them gaining some levels. Finally. A couple of them are going to the fairgrounds. And once our wizards start becoming strong enough to walk around on their own, that's gonna be the point at which we are able to... Like, I don't want to say that we are gonna just walk all over these guys, but that's going to be the point at which we're able to deal with them without worrying that our guys are just going to, you know, fold like a cheap suit. I think that's a saying, right? But yeah, I was hoping we would do a little bit more. I was hoping our wizards would be at a higher level, but I'm confident enough that I'm gonna declare part 1 of this project over. We have secured our foothold. We have the main defensive and offensive ingredients. And in the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to flesh out our kingdom a little bit more with things that aren't strictly needed, but which are fun to have. We'll start bringing in the elves. We'll start hiring heroes in these other guilds where we haven't hired anyone yet, and we'll just get a more vibrant, bustling
Research in the library is complete.
community going here. That's all gonna have to wait until the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know the commentary wasn't always like, it was a bit chaotic because I wasn't always sure what was gonna happen when. I wasn't sure because I don't have direct control over what these guys do, so I wasn't sure if they were gonna cooperate, and for large parts of the game they didn't. But in the end, we kind of got to where we need to go. So yeah, without dragging this on for too much longer, I'll just thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode as we continue to strive to build the perfect kingdom here in Majesty, the fantasy kingdom Sin. And until then, take care.